Morning. Hey everybody, welcome on board. Say hello as you come on in. This is our 8 a.m. movement slot on Friday the 29th of May. If this is the one you're looking for, then stay with us. If not, then you can scoot back. If you're playing catch up, scoot back through the playlist on Facebook and we'll see you on the catch up. So if you are looking for this one, stay with us. If you're not, scoot back, find the one you want, and then come back in, and I'll see you when you're on your catch up with us later on. Good morning to you all. Welcome aboard. Say hello as you come on in. Let us know who's here. Let us know what you're doing. Anything you've been up to this morning already? It'd be good to know. It's a bright sunny morning here in Coventry, which is lovely. Come into the kitchen today, so lots of support options around. And I wanted to make sure that you could see those support options that you can utilise. Hi Susanna from Dundee. Amazing, sunny and hot by the sounds of it. Lovely, that looks good. So in the kitchen today, I've even thrown the back doors open. It's really quiet outside, so a little bit ambient noise in the background. Perhaps we might hear the odd bird tweeting. As long as we don't hear a cat chasing it, eh? That's the important thing. 5 of you with us today, so say hello if you've joined in. Let me know. You know, this is our 8 a.m. movement slot. So this is our mobilisation, our circulation boosters to start off, but mobilising us for the day ahead. Remember, this is all about additional movement minutes on your day. So the mobilisations that we'll do, you can crowbar into the rest of your day throughout. And George was sharing with us yesterday the amount of stuff that he was able to crowbar in. Good morning, Christine. Mrs. Catchup has caught up and he's with us, not on catch-up. That's great. From sunny Wales, by the looks of it. Certainly from Wales, and 4 lots of sun, so it's looking good. You spent an hour already saving plants from the snails, Susanna, so you've had a busy start to the day already. Those darn snails, eh? They can get in the way. Gone for a bit of a jauntier angle with the camera today, so there's a bit of a glare sometimes comes in on that window. So I've tried to angle it so that you can't see the glare. This has nothing to do with the Spice Boy situation yesterday from Bex. Davy Spice, she called me Davy Spice. Good morning, George. Welcome on board. We've been talking about yourself already. Kettle crowbars completed already. There you see. Another example of getting those crowbarring opportunities in. Certainly with your mobilisation, there's lots of stuff that we can do throughout the day to crowbar additional movements in. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know if you've been up to anything. Say hi. It's always good to know who's on board. We've got 10 people with us so far, so we've got a few more minutes for more people to join us. But hopefully you're going to get lots of opportunity to carry on crowbarring additional movements in. Good morning, Jane from Edinburgh. Sunny where you are, and good morning, Maddie. You've been in the garden as well. I didn't get any snails there. That's good to hear. Just give me 1 second, folks. I'm just going to change something on here so that we don't get any foghorns. There we go. Sorted. You reminded me, you see, Jane. I always try and remember to do that beforehand. That you gave me a good reminder there. Hi, Gillian. Sunny in Port Talbot again. We're getting some really good sunny weather lately, aren't we? Let's hope this isn't going to tell us that later on June's going to turn into something different. Let's hope we keep this nice sunny weather going. Hope you're all staying well. Say hi as you come on in. There's plenty of room still to join us. Good morning, Sheila. The collective are in. Already hot and sunny in Wisbeach. Good afternoon or good morning to Wisbeach. Norfolk, I believe. That isn't it? Morning, Gillian. You're in with us. Well, good morning, Dawn. Not too bleary-eyed, I hope. A late one for Dawn and Bex last night. Doing some stuff to go out to the other side, over the other side of the Atlantic. Good morning, Margaret. Hi to you. Another lovely day in Chesterfield. Well done, Bex and Dawn. Indeed, well done, Bex and Dawn. I tried to stay awake, but the eyes just wouldn't let me. Morning, Di. Diane Wines in from Somerset. Good morning to you. And Christine Perry, good morning. Just made it changing beds already, bright and breezy. Vivian, good morning to you. Still sunny in Bolton. Big coffee, Dawn, I don't blame you. Good morning, Wendy from Shrewsbury. Shorts at the ready. My shorts are on. Anybody who knows me knows that I live in shorts. I'm notorious for, in the middle of the winter, still wearing shorts when I'm working, especially. Good morning, Bex. Hello, welcome on board. Hope you're all right. Hope you've got a nice big coffee as well. Good session last night. I hope. I didn't get to see it, I'm afraid. Eyes wouldn't let me. They tried to stay open like this at one point, but I needed my beauty sleep. Obviously not enough of it, but there we go. It's another story. Good morning, Carol. Welcome on board. Good to have you with us. We'll get ourselves going in a minute. Just a reminder, this is our 8 a.m. movement slot. So this is our circulation booster, our mobilisation to get us ready for the day ahead. And our first deposit of additional movement minutes into the bank. So Diana, good morning. You're almost late, but not. You're in there, sneaking in. Good morning from Somerset. Welcome on board. Let's have a look at the clock. Okay, I think we're ready to go for a 3, 2, 1. So before we do that, if you have the comments on the screen and you want to get rid of them, just swipe them to the right, get rid of those comments. Let's have a 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. My name's Dave Montgomery from Later Life Training. This is our 8 a.m. movement slot on Friday, the 29th of May. This is our mobilisation, the circulation booster to start our day. The first of our 10-minute additional movement snacks that we're going to have today to give us additional movement minutes onto what we already do. This can be done in a standing position, or it can be done in an active seated position. The choice is yours. So let's get ourselves going. We're going to start with a mobilisation. So we're going to start by just circulation boosting to start off with, and then our mobilisation. For our circulation booster, let's check our posture initially. So our feet are on the floor. We've got our knees in line with our heels and our knees in line with our hips as well. So a nice straight line. Knees are soft though. Don't lock the knees out. From this hip area, lift tall, stand tall, get those few extra inches between the hips and the ribs. Yeah. Shoulders up, back, and down, bringing us into that postural position, that great position there. Opens the chest, opens the rib cage, allows more oxygen into the body. Also, in our everyday life, we tend to sort of slouch forward a little bit, so these shoulders tend to come forward. We're shortening the muscles in the front, we're lengthening the muscles in the back between the shoulder blades, and we want it the other way around. So let's lift those shoulders up, back, and down, and set that in there. Feel your shoulder blades coming together and feel your posture. Feel yourself getting a little bit taller when you do that. Think about that throughout for me. Okay, in our seated position, exactly the same. We're in the front third of the chair and we're on our sitting bones, so into our bottom. And if you think of our sitting bones as the feet at the bottom, so we're keeping them firmly on there and we're lifting tall from there. Again, we're lifting tall from our hips, our head is nice and level, and our shoulders are back and down. External support options for you. So I've come into the kitchen today because we've got lots of support options, so utilise those. Let's start with a heel raise. So we're going to lift the heel off the floor and just come onto the ball of the foot. Let me come sideways on for you so you can see. So we've got that lift there onto our balls of our feet. In our seated position, exactly the same. Just mobilising, starting to mobilise through those ankle, feet and toes that are really important for us. And we just try to start to get the blood pumping a little bit more around the body, loosen those joints off, warm the muscles. This is the idea of our circulation booster. Have a little pause there for me and let's put an arm in. Let me show you from the side. I'm swinging my arm and the drive is from my shoulder, so we're mobilising into that shoulder. Try and keep the arm relatively at 90 degrees as you come back, but it's not a big swing. Exactly the same movement in our chair. External support is there. If we want to do just one arm at a time, if you feel steadier, just doing one arm at a time, then every now and again just stop, take as many steps as you need to change direction and in with the other arm. Another option for you, you do have, if you want, that's what you can lean against. So I've got my work surface here I can lean against, and then I can do both arms, and I've got a little bit of support there, but don't lean on it too much. Just use it for a reference point if you want to, okay? Make sure your support is at a relevant height for you. Into our chair, we've got exactly the same motion. Okay, you might find that this feels a little bit more comfortable. A bit of a rowing action, a bit of a canoeing action. You go with what is comfortable for you. Take a little pause there and we're going to try and put the two together. So let's start with our feet. We've got that heel lift and I want to take it a little bit higher than that. So let's lift the foot off the floor, toes pointing down towards the floor as you come down, and it's only a small lift, and roll through to the heel. So ball of the foot through to our heel, ball of the foot through to our heel. From there, let's add an arm in. And if we can, if we feel steady and we feel stable in a standing position, we can add both arms in. Again, remember, if you can't, if you don't feel steady, one arm, take a pause, as many steps as you need to change direction, holding on, using that support the whole time, and then start again on the other side. Keep going with that. In our seated position, exactly the same. You might find that this becomes a little bit tiresome here, right at the very top of your legs. So you might want to go for either a heel dig in front, or just come back to that heel lift. And remember, you've got the option of that rowing action there. Okay, take a pause there for me. We should feel as though we just want to take a little bit of a deeper breath. We don't want to feel that we're too hot, we don't want to feel out of breath with that. We just want to feel as if we're going to take a bit of a deeper breath. All right, let's move on from there then. So we're going to come into our shoulders. Mobilising into the shoulders. Good strong position to stand from, lifting the shoulders towards the ears and lowering. Exactly the same in our seated position. Now, this is a great one that if you feel you need support during it, you could come against that object there. You could even lean against the wall so you can feel the movement of those shoulders up and down. Taking the shoulders to the ears, don't bring the ears down to the shoulders. And what I mean by that is keep the neck nice and long, yeah? So don't shorten yourself to bring it down. Lift and lower. It's the shoulders that we want to mobilise. We use our shoulders continually throughout the day, everything we do. Think about the kettle, as George was earlier on. You're filling it up at the sink, shoulders moving, you're putting it down, you lift it, shoulders moving. So there's always, everything we do, we're utilising that shoulder. Even things like combing our hair, putting a coat on, putting a jumper on, anything like that, shoulder mobilisation is really important. Pause there. Let's take it from a shoulder lift to a shoulder roll. So I'm going to lift the shoulders up, slowly take them back, together and down. And as I'm coming down and together, you feel the shoulder blades coming together. Have a go at that. In the seated position, exactly the same. Let me show you from a sideways on position. We're lifting, we're coming back, together and down. And it's a slow, controlled movement. Don't race it. Think about that shoulder and feel it mobilising. And if you find it more comfortable, then you can do one at a time. Again, if you need support, it's there. And this could be an option where you have your support in front of you. You can lift, set in, change arm. But if you can do both at the same time, excellent. Pause there. Head. Okay, so strong position, and if you feel at all unsteady with this, come into a seated position. That movement of our head can challenge our balance. What we're going to do is just turn the head to look over the shoulder, come back in, pause, and change the other way. Let me come in here so you can see that movement. So I'm here, I turn, keeping the chin lifted and level, and across. The shoulders are relaxed but down. So again, think about that posture. Keep that posture at the front of your foremind all the time. Does that make sense? You know what I mean. Think about it all the time. Keep posture on the menu for your snack. Keep going with that at your pace, controlled movements. There shouldn't be any discomfort. If you do have discomfort in that area, then there shouldn't be any more discomfort than normal. But you should feel that mobilisation. And again, think about the things we're doing during the day. We talked about turning to get the kettle, etc. That head will go with us as well. Changing, crossing the road, we're stopping, we're checking the sides of the road to see. So let's make sure we keep that neck mobile. Take a pause. We're coming into our chin, so let me come in here so you can see. All right, fingers on my chin, and I'm going to gently ease the chin back, straightening out through the back of the neck. Okay, one option was that. The second option, I leave my fingers where they are and come back and back in. And again, support if you need it. In a seated position, it's exactly the same. We're creating that double chin. Okay, so this is a double chin move. So back and give yourself that double chin. Again, we're mobilising into that neck area, and it's helping to reinforce that really good posture of shoulders back down and a nice tall alignment through the body. Take a pause. Okay, let's come into our trunk area. So, girdle muscles around here, they're really important to us. They help as far as our stability is concerned. 3 moves for you, 3 mobilisations, okay? Mobilisation number 1, we're going to twist. So in our steady, stable position with our external support, we can turn to look over to the side. Hips are locked, so we don't ever move those hips if we can help it. To the side. Support options here, you've got here, look. I can come across, I can slide my hand across the tabletop so I can feel the movement. Little pause in the centre. In our seated position, exactly the same, but here I tend to put my hands on my thighs, so as I come across I can take one hand across to the other thigh or knee, back into the centre, a little pause, and then the other way. Slow, controlled movements. In our seated position, remember those sitting bones. Remember we talked about them being the feet at the bottom. So keep them in contact with that seat the whole time for me. You're not lifting as you're turning. That's keeping those hips still. Excuse me. Okay, take a pause. Number 2, side bends. I have my support here if I need it. Hands are by my side if I can. And what I'm going to do is just slide one hand down towards my knee and back up and then the other way. Now, if we're using external support, we're going to need to turn. So as many steps as you need. Or here, so that you've got that option. Again, we can come against it. Good stance at the bottom and slide the hand down and back up. So you've got that support and that confidence there. In our chair, show you sideways arm, I'm going to slide the hand down the chair, leg come back up, little pause, and then the other way. Again, slow, controlled movement for me. Making sure that you hold on to the other side of the chair if you need to, you use your support. Don't feel unsteady. Remember, we do not want to challenge our balance during these mobilizations. It's about mobilizing the body. It's not about challenging our balance. Okay, take a pause. Number 3, we're going to extend the back. So here, I'm going to extend backwards, and I've got my support. Again, another one, if I have something this height, I can keep my bottom against it and just take the back in. So you get a curvature within there, but we're keeping our pelvis steady. So we're not tilting the pelvis forward or back. We're just moving this upper body, the trunk area. And in our seated position, again, I'll come sideways for you so you can see. And there. My bottom's staying in contact with the chair. And I'm extending through that back, mobilizing into our spine. Now, really important, this area. It helps as far as our stability is concerned, as I say. And what we want to do is make sure that we keep that mobilized. Your lunchtime snack today and all week, Bex has been talking about stepping and picking things up off the floor, reaching, grasping things, and that's where this is really important. So you'll see at lunchtime how this all links into an everyday activity and is important for the things that we do throughout the day. Take a pause there for me. Excuse me. Our last mobilization, and we're coming into our ankles. I have my support here, okay? Steady on my feet, hips width apart, knees slightly soft. I'm going to take one foot, put the toe on the floor, lift and put the heel in the same place, okay? So have a look at the foot, get that flexion and extension, so really mobilizing. You see how we're utilizing as much movement as we can into that ankle. Change sides after you've done a few on one side, hold it there, keep going, sorry. In our seated position, exactly the same, but what you might find in your seated position is you need to take your feet away a little bit further than you would do normally, so you've got that range to start within. If we line them up perfectly to start off with, we don't leave ourselves a great deal of room to actually move and get that movement into that ankle. Keep going, and as I say, change foot after you've done a few on one side. Now, ankles, really important that we mobilise our ankles. Everything we do, walking, moving from one side to the other. You know, if we're out walking in the road and we have to take a sideways step because there's something in the way, our ankle is pivotal in that. It's important that we build strength, but it's also important that we build mobility into that ankle. And at 4 o'clock this evening, you've got Kelsey with you for your sway and stretch. And Kelsey's been doing some amazing movements, 3-dimensional movements in our sway and stretch portion stack this afternoon and throughout the week that are going to help to improve flexibility in those ankles. And when we increase the flexibility within our ankles, we also increase the mobility within them, and that enables us to help to build that strength more as well. Okay, take a pause there. That's us done. That's your mobilisation for today. What I want you to do is make sure that you keep movement on your radar throughout the day. Look for those opportunities to crowbar in those additional movements. You've done 14 minutes of additional movement already, so put them in the bank. Add on to them for the rest of the day. Think about how you can utilise those moves through the day. We had Christine talking about gardening, getting the slugs off, all that sort of stuff. We've had George talking about in the kitchen. All those are opportunities for you to get those mobilisation movements in. Think about them, but think about your posture at the same time as well. So make sure you keep movement on the radar, make sure you keep mobilisation on your radar, and make sure you keep posture on your radar as well. Have a great day, everybody. That's the last time I'm with you this week. I'll see you on Monday, and I'll be with you at 12 o'clock on Monday. Take care. Have a great weekend. Look after yourselves.